Hello everyone, welcome to Z Computer Lessons, and today we are answering this 2017 paper 2 examination past paper. So this is day 2 and question 2. We're dealing now with Microsoft Excel spreadsheet program for this question. So let us start our program. So the first question says, open a new worksheet, type your name, examination number and school center name in the footer, and it carries this question carries 2 marks. So let us begin by opening Microsoft Excel. So let us search for Microsoft Excel. So this is Microsoft Excel 2016 we are going to use. Okay, so now in Microsoft Excel, let us open a blank workbook by left clicking it once. So this is our blank workbook and we have been told to write the examination details. So let us see what we have been asked to do. We have been asked to type the name, my name or your name, any candidate name, examination number and school center name in the footer. So let us do that. Okay, let us just close this. So to add the name and examination number in the footer, all we have to do is insert it. We go on the insert tab here, and on the insert tab, as we see in the ribbon, the text group, you are able to see header and footer. Left click there. Okay, so now you have seen this section. Let me just wait for it to load. So now you have seen this part of the header. So in this part of the header we can type our name. So let us do just that. So this is the complete thing. We are done with adding the details in the header. This is my name, this is my examination number in the middle, and at our right we have our, oh my god, okay, we're done with the header. So immediately as you complete your header, you can click anywhere in your cells and it should be able to save the information, your details in the header. If you want to make any changes, just click there once and you'll be able to make any changes. So that's it. So let us go to the next part of the question. And like we did the other time in Excel, whenever you see something that the layout or the view of our worksheet here, we see 2 things. We can change the view by going below and clicking on normal. That will bring our worksheet the way it was. Okay, so let us go to the next question. The next question says, type the title comparing densities in B1 using font size 16 pts or 16 points. So let us do that in cell B1. So this is cell B1. You can click it and you'll be able to see here in the name box B1. So let us do that in capital letters. Okay, we are done with that part, but when you click somewhere else and you view what you have typed, you are able to see that the cell is overlapping, which is okay. I mean, so what happens is this. You may notice, as it may look like you have typed this title in cell B1. But if you click in cell C1, you'll be able to see nothing in this formula bar because there's nothing in cell C1. The reason why you're seeing the words in cell as if they're in cell C1 is because the letters have overlapped, so we don't want that. Okay, if you click on B1, cell B1, that's when you're able to see the content of cell B1 in the formula bar. But when you click on cell C1, there is nothing. So to solve this problem of overlapping text, let us just place our cursor in the middle of the letters here, the column addresses or column names. So let us place our mouse in the middle of B and C by left clicking it. The cursor will change its symbol, so we hold our left mouse button and drag it until the text fits. So now we are sure that the letters are just in cell B1, just like that. It's important to keep our work neat. Okay, so now we have been told that we should change our font size to 16 points. So let us do that. Let us change our text or our title to 16 points. For that, you go in the home tab and in the fonts group, you will see a section showing a number. This is where we change the font size. So click this drop down menu and it will display some font sizes we can choose from. So we are looking for 16. Here is our 16. So left click it and you'll be able to see our title change in terms of size of which we want. So we can just do the same procedure, click in the middle of B and C and dragging our mouse until the text fits inside the cell. As easy as that. So let us go to the next part of the question. The next part of the question says, complete the table below using the following data. So this is the table that they're referring to. So this is the table we are supposed to create. So what we are going to do now is we are going to create this table. After creating this table, we are going now to fill in these values here that we have been provided with the data. So let us do that. So the first is the object and mass in grams. So let us do that. So as you can see, object is starting from cell A2. So this is A2. So let us start by writing our data in cell A2. So this is cell A2. So let us write objects. So let us type objects. So we have typed objects. What is next? Mass in grams. So let us press the tab button. Then we type mass. Add space, open and close brackets. Then in the middle here, we add the letter G, small letter G for grams. We press tab. What is next? Next, we have been told to add the area in centimeter squared. So let us do that. Area, space, open bracket, centimeter S/M. So now, as you can see in the example, the 2 here is on top above the rest of the text. So we refer to this as a superscript. Okay, so that's how we write centimeter squared, or that's how we type rather centimeter squared when we are dealing with the area. So let us do that. So when I type a 2, you see the 2 here is the same size with the centimeters initials, not so. So we don't want that. We want the 2 to be placed on top of the centimeters, slightly on the top right corner of this letters or text in brackets. So what we do is go on the font group. In the fonts group, you'll be able to see this. This is where we are able to customize our ribbon. So just click there using the left mouse button and you'll be able to see a list of options. So what we're interested in is effects. So as you can see, there is a strike through. As you can see, this is what happens, a preview of what happens. It will be like the letters have been stricken through with a straight line, or cancelled with a straight line. That's not what we're looking for. We are interested in superscript. So click on superscript and press OK. So whatever we are going to type now is going to appear on top. Let me demonstrate. I press the 2, and as you are able to see, the 2 is displayed on top. So after that, what we can do is go back here and click on the font settings and cancel the superscript. We cancel it by left clicking and going back on OK. So now we can add the closing brackets, and now we are done with our work. We can make it fit a little bit by dragging the left part of the cell to the right, and we'll be able to see our text fit as perfect as that. Let us go to the next part. We are told to type the height in centimeters, so let us do that. Same procedure. So type height, HEIGHT space open brackets, so small letters SM for centimeters, and we do what we did. Go on font settings by clicking on that icon and going on superscript and pressing OK. Then we press the number 2, go back to the font settings, go on superscript and check it, and going on OK to confirm. Then we add the final closing brackets, and we are able to see that it looks just as it has been given to us. So we can do just a little bit cleaning up by just making it fit in the cell. Okay, what's the next part? The next part is saying we had the volume in centimeter cubic or cubed. So the volume is always measured in cubic centimeters. So volume, open brackets. We go back in the font settings. Okay, before we go back in the font settings, let us add the centimeters in small letters, centimeters. Then go back in font settings. We go on the superscript, press OK. Then we add the 2. Go back in font settings and click or uncheck the superscript, then pressing OK and adding the final closing brackets. Then we make sure that it fits in the cell. Okay, what else has been given to us? Let us check what has been given to us. We have been told to add the density, then the comment. So let us do that. Density in F2. So density. Then in the next cell we write or we type comments. So that's what we have been told. We can do some cleaning up. Okay, don't worry about how it looks for now. Just make sure that we do all the necessary things. We can do cleaning up later. So this might be the appropriate time to save our work. So click on save, and I will save on the documents by left clicking it, and I will type my name, Chilufya Nsofwa. Okay, then pressing or clicking on save, and your work shall be saved. Let us go to the next part of the question. The next part of the question says we should label cell A3 as A and cell G3 as sinks. So let us do that. So let us label cell A3 as A, then the cell G3 as shrinks. So let us do that. sinks. Let us label it as sinks. Okay, it has been done. What's next? So we have been told to label cell A7 as E and G7 as floats. Okay, so A7 as E and G7 as floats. So G7 as floats. So I'm going to type floats. Okay, remember to save by pressing Ctrl S or by going on the Files tab and clicking on Save. It's one and the same thing. Let us go to the next part. We have been told in cell A9 to label it as highest density. So let us do that. Cell A9 as highest density. So highest, is it in capital letters? Of course it's the first letters. Okay, highest density. So now I want you to pay attention here a little bit. As you can see, when we are typing, the letters are going further out of the cell we are typing. They're out of the active cell and they're going and overlapping in the next cells. We don't want that. We don't want that. We want, when we are typing, as we type highest density, so the highest will be in the first line, then density will be in the second line. So want the letters to go from top to bottom of the same active cell. Okay, so let us do that. So to achieve that, all we have to do is click on the row number by right clicking it and going on format cells. When you go on format cells, you are able to see these options here, the alignments options. Click there, then you are able to see in the text control, you're able to see wrap text. Check that box and then click on OK. That way our text will go below, as you have seen. Instead of going to the right, further to the right, it will go below the same active cell. Okay, what else have we been told? We've been told to label cell D9 as number of objects that float on water. So let us do that. So D9, so number of objects, that float on water. So number of objects that float on water. So we have done that. We can do a bit of cleaning up here. Okay, there's no need of cleaning up. This is the way we want it. So when you see that you have done everything that is needed of you to do, in order for you to begin the next step with confidence, save your work so that you don't have to do this over and over again in case something unfortunate happens. So press your keyboard shortcut Ctrl S and your work shall be saved. As simple as that. So let us go to the next part. So now this is the part where we start to enter our data. So what should we do? We have been told that complete the table below using the following data. We have completed the table. Now all we have to do is add the data. So object A has mass of 300 grams and area 15 centimeter squares and height of 15 centimeters. So let us do that. So it has a mass of 300 grams. Press your tab to go in the next cell. So it has an area of 15 centimeters squares or square centimeters, and it has a height of 15 square centimeters as well. Okay, so we have entered our data for this part of object A. So now let us go back. Let us go to object B. So in order to save you time, let me enter all the necessary data in the cells and I'll show you the final piece. So let me do that. So we have entered the data in the workbook or worksheet. The next question says, type a formula in cell E3 to calculate the volume. So we must type a formula in cell E3 to calculate the volume. So volume is equals to area multiplied by height. So in cell E3, where is cell E3? This is cell E3, and it shows here in the name box cell E3. We should type a formula for finding the volume. So the formula always starts with an equal to sign. Then we said that formula is equals to area times height, or area multiplied by height. So the area multiplied by this height. So all you have to do is hold your keyboard shift button and click on area, and it will start to display this boundary showing that we have selected the data inside. Then we multiply it. So click or press your keyboard button, your multiplication button, the asterisk symbol, and we multiply the area with the height. So hold your shift button again. So hold your shift keyboard button again and click on the height. So we have selected these two values and we are multiplying them to produce the product. So all you have to do is press enter. And as you can see, it has calculated the volume for us. 15 times 15 is equals to 225. So let us go to the next part of the question. Replicate the formula in cell E3 through to E7. So what they mean is we replicate this formula, or we copy this formula in cell E3 until we reach cell E7. So we have to do is take our mouse or cursor at the bottom right corner of our cell. As you can see, it's changing the icon. This means that we can autofill our formula. So click and drag, and it will be able to calculate the volume for each and every object here. Object A, B, C, and D. It has created all these values for us. So all you have to do is click on save, Control S, and we look at the next part of the questions. So the next part of the questions are saying that we should type a formula in cell F3 to calculate the density for object A. This object A in this cell A3. So let us go back to Excel, and in cell F3 let us create a formula to calculate the density. To find the density, we start with the equal to sign, because this is a formula, and density is equals to mass over volume, or mass divided by the volume. So hold your shift keyboard button and click on mass of object A. This is the mass of object A, and you press the keyboard division symbol, /. After doing that, you hold your shift keyboard button again, and since mass is divided by volume, we click on the volume. Then we press enter. So it has created the volume for us. The volume is 1.33333. So that's how we do it. So let us go to the next part of the question. The next part of the question says that we replicate the formula in cell F3, the formula we are from creating, through to F7, and format the answer to 1 decimal place. So let us do that. So this is cell F3, and we need to replicate this through to cell F7. So let us do that. We go at the bottom right of the cell and hold it. Hold the left mouse button. After holding the left mouse button, we drag it until we reach cell F7. And as you can see, it has auto filled or auto added our formulas for us. So we have been asked two things actually on this part: to replicate and then format it so that it can show only digits of values of one decimal place. So to do that, all you have to do is left click it and go on format cells. So after formatting the cells, you go on the numbers options, and after going on the numbers options, we are able to see these settings. Go on numbers, and here at your right you're able to see a portion that says decimal places. Currently it's set to 2 decimal places. Let us add 1 decimal place. After doing that, let us click on OK. As you can see, it's only showing values up to 1 decimal point. So after doing all that, let us go now to the next question. So the next question says, type a formula in cell B9 to display the highest density. So let us do that. This is cell B9. So let us create a formula to display the highest density. So to find the highest density, all you have to do is go on the formula bar, click on the equal to sign because this is a function, and click on insert function, this insert function symbol. Then you click on max because we're trying to find the highest value. So click on max. If you can't locate it there, you can go here on search for a function and just type the word max and click on go, and it should be able to find the word for you. Click it and then press OK. So the cursor is showing a plus sign. This means that we can select a range of values that we want to select from. So let's go on density. Since we're looking for the highest density, click on the first cell, hold your left mouse button and drag it until you reach the end of your data set. Then press OK or enter, and it should be able to display the highest value, of which is 5.0, and it's showed here. So that's how we do it. So this is how we find the highest values of data. So whenever we have made any changes to our document, it's important to save. So go on file and press on save, or press the keyboard shortcut Ctrl S. So question 6 says, type a function in cell E9 to display the total number of objects from the table that will float. So this is what we have been told to do in cell E9. This is cell E9. We have been told to add a formula or a function. We have been told to add a function that will be able to tell us which objects from this part of our worksheet will float. So let us do that. So in Excel, this is what we are interested in. This is cell E9. So in order for us to create a function that will tell us the amount of objects or the number of objects, so these are the objects here. As you can see from this part of our worksheet, it says objects A, B, C, D, and E. So now these are the values of those objects that I'm mentioning, and these values will help us determine if the objects will float or not. So in order for an object to float, it should be less than the density of water. The density of water is 1 gram per centimeter cubic. So that's the density. So in order for an object to float, its density should be less, so less than 1.0. So for that we need to add a function that will do two things. It should be able to count the number of values in this range that we are going to select, and also check the condition. So the condition will be if any of these values is less than 1, it should count. But if any of this value or either of these values, one of them is 1 or greater, it should not float. So That's the function. So to do that, we have to go in here in the function, this symbol function. To insert a function, click it using the left mouse button, and you can search. If you want, you can search in this search for a function, but as for me, I can just click here. I can see it already, this count if. So all you have to do is go on the OK and the left click. So now here we have been told to select a range. So let us select a range of values. We can do this manually by just hovering our cursor on this first object and dragging it. So it has selected, as you can see, it has selected from here. So now what's the condition? Here where it says criteria. So click on the criteria dialog box, and what's the condition? The condition should be if the value or the density is less than 1.0, it should count. Okay, so let us add the logical operation, the less than symbol, followed by our condition. It should be less than 1.0. After doing that, we can now click on OK. So what that does is that it only counts objects that are less than 1.0. As you can see, this is less than 1.0, so this is one object. This is also less than 1.0. This is an object as well, and this is also less than 1.0. So now I want you to pay attention to what will happen in this section if I make this object, which is 0.1, above 1. So let us say maybe 5 and press enter. Have you seen what is happening? So it is telling us that the number of objects that can float on water are only 2, of which this is true because only this value is less than 1 and this value is also less than 1. So therefore there are 2. So that's how we do things. Let me just put it back the way it was and save my work by pressing Ctrl S. So now let us go to the next part of the question. The next part of the question says click to show formulas. So let us click to show formulas. Go back in Excel and in this formula bar or formula tab, click using the left mouse button and you'll be able to see in this formula auditing show formulas. Just left click there and it should be able to show the formulas of everything in your workbook. As you can see, it's able to show formulas instead of actual values. For example, in this cell, all these cells, this column, we have added formulas, and this we have added formulas and all that stuff. So that's what we are required to do. So what is the next part of the question saying? Let us go back to Excel or our questions rather. It says after clicking on show formulas, let us print our worksheet. So let us go back in Excel, and as I've been emphasizing all this time, whenever we have this our worksheet is as a long width, there are chances that it may cut and we will end up with more pages than we want. So let me change here in the view options and I'll demonstrate again once more what I mean. Let's just wait for it to load. Have you seen? So instead of printing one page, our document or our worksheet will have 2 pages, page 1, page 2 and page 3. We don't want that because as you can see we have unnecessary space here, also here and here. So let us just shrink our worksheet so that at least the number of pages can result into just 1 page. So let us just shrink our work and make it at least less than 3 pages. So let us do that. So as you can see, we have now left with 2 pages. We can do more cleaning up. Okay, let's just go back first to the normal view and we can clean up from there. You can clean up from there. So as we are shrinking, we should make sure that our data is able to be seen, because our work will be marked on a paper and not on this computer or any computer that you are using. I think that is it. Let's just check from the... Yes, I mean, we can shrink it more. Obviously. Let's shrink it. Okay, I think we have achieved our objective of making it fit on one page. Yes, as you can see, this dotted line, everything is in this page, but we have a problem. Let me just try to do something here to make our text fit. Left click, go on format cells. This is just cleaning up, by the way. It's not necessary as long as you have answered everything. Go on alignment, text wrap. That will allow us to see this word densities. We're able to see this comparing it densities. At least our work is coming to shape. So now all we are left is to do the same, I think, here. Let us see if we can manage to do something here. Okay, back. The challenge is we are not able to see this part. Okay, let me shrink this part and just increase this. Okay, what can we do? Okay, we're compromising. I come from a photo editing background, so when you see me doing this, it's an obsession. But if you are comfortable with the way your worksheet is, I suggest you just leave it where it is. Just leave it the way it is. I just want to make sure. Okay, so we have done everything that is needed of us. So when you go on this page view, you'll be able to see that we only have one page in our worksheet, which is what we want to achieve. So this is now excellent work. We are done with all the questions. So what is now left is to save our work. Press Ctrl S to save our work. So after pressing Ctrl S, go on the Files tab, go on Print, and we will be able to print our work. I won't repeat or talk about the settings. I won't talk about the settings or anything. I've already covered these in the previous chapters of this series. So this is our preview. This is what our worksheet will look like on a plain paper or any medium you print your work on. So all you have to do now is go on Print and your work shall be saved. So now let me convert it in PDF. By the way, this step is not necessary. It's just me trying to show you how it looks like, properly showing you how it looks like. So this is publishing. Give this video a like if you enjoyed it. Subscribe if you haven't already subscribed. If you haven't subscribed, you're clearly missing out on a lot of stuff. We're covering a lot of interesting stuff. So give it some consideration, and you might find this channel very useful. So this is how our worksheet will look like after we print it. It is very, very, very clearly designed, and all these marks are yours. Remember to subscribe, share, like this video, and I'll see you in the final day or set 3. Thank you so much. Have a nice day.